Jerri Husch, and I'd actually like to thank everybody for being here because I feel like a kid in a candy store. It's been about 30 years that I've been trying to do mapping and deal with complexity. So I'm going to be talking about a project that I've been developing with, in conjunction with two other key actors, the UNDP, which has provided the data and the platform and the resources for us to explore these ideas, and PIM, which is the Parsons Institute of Information Mapping at the New School. What we have been looking at, and our question, our challenge, was how can we deal with the complex data that's being brought in to deal with the MDGs. And for those of you who may not know, the MDGs are the Millennium Development Goals. They are what have been designed to be the global sort of achievement goals in terms of development. We work, though, from the notion, though, that human activity and human actors are engaged in, whether it's crisis or development or humanitarian assistance or development. Our view, what we're looking at, is human action and striving for a healthier planet. So our challenge was, and this is why sitting in the room listening to everybody is so exciting, is we are seeking to integrate all of the kind of very particular maps that we're seeing and they're being developed currently by many of the projects. So imagine we have 8 simultaneous and ongoing crises. We have to deal with food, poverty, water, HIV/AIDS, which define the goals. And those occur in 192 countries and in a variety of geospatial contexts. So clearly we have big time complexity. In order to deal with that, and a part of the reason it's so exciting right now to be living here, is that we do have all these new tools and new perspectives so that we can look back on the planet and really begin to think differently about answering these questions. And clearly that's coming out with the new tech that we're talking about here. As you can see, we're using an image. My idea is to offer you a metaphor that if we were to go deeper, we would enter the cities. But for us and this MDG monitor, we really need to take a global perspective. This is what the MDGs look like officially. This is the kind of text that everybody has to deal with. Now, I'm a sociologist, and I look at this and I go, this is boring. This is not real life. Real life are data sets, and real life are people. And what we want to do is try to make it a little bit more humane. So yes, there have been attempts, and we're getting closer to symbolic ways of representing what people do. So these images are an attempt to cross cultures and to provide people with a different kind of perspective to understand. But you'll also see that it's very linear. This is a model that's currently being used to measure. This is what, if you were to go on various websites, you'll see this. And it's a standard red light, stoplight kind of idea. The green means there's progress. And the red means that there's deep trouble. Well, I don't know about you, but as a policymaker, this doesn't tell me what to do. It tells me what the problem is, but we all know there's a problem. So what we're seeking to do with the monitoring is to really be able to provide data and information so that you can make decisions that are actually real. This is yet another attempt to represent these things, but you can see, again, that it's all at a national level. It doesn't really give us any insights as to what to do. So what we did was we recognized that development and crises are basically human action, that they're based on knowledge and knowledge sharing. And we decided to really focus on the complexity. Instead of, maybe some of you have had this event where people say, oh, that's so complex, as if by noticing something's complex, it'll go away. Well, it doesn't go away. It means we actually have to face the complexity. So we're facing that. And in order to go forward with the monitoring, we really have to look at what are we talking about when we're looking at complexity. And we're looking at a set of relationships. So our goal was to enable the capacity to look at linkages between data sets. And we're focusing, my focus, or the focus of the mock-up and the pilot, which you're going to see represented here, is what's called the anthrosphere. That in the other spheres of what create human society, for instance, the biosphere is where we deal with a lot. There are taxonomies that exist in terms of biological taxonomies. So what we focused on was developing a taxonomy and a hierarchy and a set of codes that would enable us to deal with internal social systems and how these social systems would then relate to the knowledge that already exists in these other areas. And we did that because the MDGs are a UN system as well as other key governance actors. We recognize that there already exist multiple and diverse data sets. We are not interested in producing more data. What we're interested in doing is linking the data that currently exists, what many of you people are showing in the shows here. So what we did was we took an idea that the MDGs are not linear. The MDGs really are linked. And we moved and we changed the linkage so that on this side, we have the indicators. And we show the linkages between all the indicators and the data sets with each particular indicator. And we allow the user to go from an African region all the way down. Now, what I'm going to do is show this as if it's a movie. We're able to go deeper and overlay our maps. The maps then, if you want a decision, will go to the Horn of Africa. From the Horn of Africa, we're looking at maps that are then linked. The viewer can look at the precise maps and make some decisions. All of this can move around. And then we can go even deeper. We can trace. We follow this down. And the green represents golf courses. This is in Nairobi. And the red right here is Kibera, the largest slum. We're able to take it deeper. We're able then to show who's working in Kibera, for example, who are our key actors. And then we're able to show linkages. So if you come into this program, you can ask for one MDG, you can set a query, but you'll be able to see the linkages from the data sets and who is doing what where. In addition, you can scroll over and you're being able to get text data. So the idea is that you'll be able to, any person, anywhere can walk into the system and understand the links between the data sets and the links between the key actors.